Hey YouTube. Man, it's a rainy day in Pennsylvania. I'm in between the raindrops. It stopped for a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna, I think it's supposed to rain the rest of the day, but I thought you might want to see my little window. One of the viewers had mentioned to use the polycarbonate to get some light into this thing, and I had little pieces of it left in the greenhouse, so I figured, well, sounds like an idea, and I made these windows out of it. So I have one there, and I made actually 3 more that I have in my storage garage there. I have 3 more windows for my neighbor that I want to do on his shed once I cut the siding for him. You can see I got a little bit further. I tried yesterday to get done what I could. I went from here up, but it started pouring and it stayed raining pretty much all day. So it's really cold today, or at least it feels cold. I need to get cleaned up here. I cut all this stuff up from my neighbor's oak that he brought over to make 2x4s out of. I have a little bit of siding left there, a couple pieces. I know I have enough to finish that high wall up in here. I think there might be enough for that other side. I didn't get nothing done with the door or anything yet either. I wanted to make a video today about, I had gotten a comment about the bunk not being bolted down, and I just wanted to, I'm going to go through this pretty quick, and keep in mind that I was a builder for a lot of years, and I've done all kinds of construction, heavy construction and stuff, so I know something about what to do with things. So I'm just going to give you an idea here. This concrete slab is 7 foot by 24, okay? And I found out through the years that if you pour 6 inches of concrete and you reinforce it and you put it on 2B stone, bullseye! Hold on a second, YouTube. I don't want him going out. Here he is. Okay. If you put the concrete on top of 2B stone, it sort of floats on the stone, and it won't crack in the wintertime when things want to freeze. Because 2B stone, which is stone about yay big, with no dirt in it, doesn't freeze. It just sits there. So anyway, when I poured the concrete slab, a lot of you know I put anchor bolts in. So you can see the anchor bolts. These anchor bolts go down into the concrete. And then the 6x6s are screwed to the bottom here. And then the legs of the bunk are screwed on every leg with a lag bolt to the wood. So I've run into this thing with the backhoe. I've dropped some big logs on there by mistake that, you know, they start twisting back and forth and slam against the dogs. There's been no problem or nothing. One of the guys had made a comment that it might roll over if I put a big log on it, and I just want you to know that it's not going to roll over because I have it bolted every way I can bolt it. The other thing is, it's really important, you know, when you build something like this, that it stays level. And the way I have this thing built, all you need to do is adjust the legs to be level, and I've done that, and it's been level since I put it here back in June, I believe it was, and it's still level. And I check it every now and then, and one of the best ways to check it is when you make a cut, turn the board upside down and just see if it hits all the bunks. As long as you're hitting all the bunks, you're in good shape, unless the board's that wavy, which is, you know, highly impossible almost. But yeah, so it is bolted down. I appreciate the concern about that, because if there's something I would have missed, I would have wanted to know about it, but I'm pretty much trying to cover myself. That black that's on there is from red oak. For some reason the juice from red oak seems to turn black. One day I cut a red oak off and I decided to sit down on the stump. I sat on the stump, and when I came home, my wife says to me, "What's purple on your rear end?" And here I had a big purple spot on my butt of my overalls, and it wouldn't come out. So it's pretty nasty stuff. Yeah, you can see I didn't get any further with that. But I just wanted to make a little thing about how I do have this thing bolted down. I mean, it's pretty solid. Not to say that, you know, it couldn't be knocked over with all the right conditions, but it's going to have to be some pretty sturdy stuff happening. A lot of times the front tire of the backhoe, when I bring a log in on an angle, will hit the side of the thing here, and you got to sort of turn the tire in line with it to get it to set the log on. I'm thinking about building a little crane right here out of a 6-inch pipe, maybe, you know, real close to the edge, in front of that wall, but just out a hair, enough to reach the middle of the bunk, so that I can pick logs off of people's cars or trucks and just set them onto the bunk. Something simple. Maybe I can use a hand winch or whatever, you know, a cranking type thing like you use for a boat. I don't know how it would be geared down. I'd have to figure it out so that I could pick up a heavy log. But anyway, I gotta get, there's no rain, but I hate putting my nail bag on and stuff if it's gonna rain. And it certainly looks like it's gonna rain. And for my viewers up by Elmira, I'm looking in your direction. It looks like you guys got the same crap we got. So I'm gonna start my backhoe up, and I'm gonna fill that bucket with this stuff. I have a neighbor who's taken it, and he's been buying it from me, so I'm gonna get that over to him. And then I'll get cleaned up a little bit today, and I'll be ready for when the weather turns nice. I do want to finish this. I'm excited about it, but I hate working in the rain. After 50 years of working construction, you learn to hate mud and wet. So, alright guys, what do we got here today is temperature wise. Oh man, we're looking at 56 today. I don't know what it is in the greenhouse. I decided also I'm going to put a dehumidifier in there because I'm having a hard time getting below 14%. It seems to be hanging in there at that. So I'm going to get a dehumidifier down at Lowe's, I guess. If I could make one, I would, but I don't have that much talent, so I'm going to just go buy one. Yeah, nice rainy day. You can see the fall is, all the colors are changing. When I walked the dog this morning, I saw there were some deer beds up by the other end of my property, and hunting season's coming soon, so I guess there'll be some people around. Alright guys, well, I thought you'd just like to know that, you know, how I bolted this thing down, and I don't expect this concrete to crack. And when I say that it floats, you know, you got to understand what I'm saying. I don't mean float like something floating on water, but it's similar to that. I mean, the stone doesn't move underneath it, and the concrete does rest on top in a pretty nice way. Alright guys, have a good one. And stay dry. Bye.